And this one is going to get the reshell. Well, although it's almost in pretty good shape, but the Nintendo logo here, it is. Sorry, my thing's a little bit jittery. My computer is just playing tricks again. Anyway, you can see this Nintendo logo right here is starting to disintegrate. Well, it's starting to get wiped off. I think they're using alcohol and something like that. And the entertainment, like the top of the T right here, is also facing the same exact issues. Medically speaking, it's in pretty darn good shape. Just needs a bit more cleaning, but I am going to be reshelling it. It's going to be a themed console. That's my plan there for every single console, to make like a themed version of them. And this one, see that I did earlier on the 28th of June. That one was the Mario themed one. You can see right there on top. That's the Mario themed one. That one was the working console. Just had cosmetic issues. Let's go ahead and get this thing forward just a bit more. I can move it back a bit. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the console is in the reshell. That's appropriate scientific on there because when I'm doing that, that's a feature you can't burn. It doesn't work very well. And I have to figure out where my zip on bag screws at because I always forget where those things are at. I know I have them right over here on my desk, which is also my workbench slash computer desk slash office slash whichever. I had that Ziploc bag that screws. Where did I put them? Let's see here. Where did I put that Ziploc bag that screws? Where the heck did I put those silly things? Those are like the spare ones. Some pieces I use the other ones, or at least they have to be there. So thankfully I still have my bag of screws. Sorry if it's a little bit jumpy. My laptop's having a bit again. So I gotta figure out what those one pieces right up. It's actually running really slowly anyways. Let me make sure that our options are set to. Oh shit, it's set to magazine. Let's see. There we go. That's a lot better. Apparently my laptop went to battery saving mode for some reason. Where he does it. Does it all the time. That's the reason I really need to upgrade my laptop to a better one. Let's go ahead and get these screws out. I screw them one by one here. Unfortunately, the magnetic part in the screwdriver doesn't work very well. Either that or the screws are just a little bit picky to come out sometimes. There we go. Because normally I use my other one, my iFixit one, that thing has a really strong magnet. But unfortunately, I can't seem to fit them inside the screw holes here very well. Well, except for the front, this front one and this back one here, in the center. Ones in the corners are pain in the arse. Go ahead and put this at my back screws here. So that way, I will have spares, so in case if something happens, if I lose a screw, I replace something, or something along those lines. If I have to replace something on the NES, I have extra screws handy, which is always a plus thing right there. But unfortunately, the Mario one is missing a long screw that holds the 72-bit edge connector in place. I ordered a bunch of them on Amazon, on eBay. They're very long screws. Like they seem like the ones that came off. Like I said, that's the one that holds the system in place. I'm going to move that out of the way. Make sure there isn't any games in there. Good. Forgot to put it on my Mario console. Mario themed console. Super Mario Brothers and Bunny Cup. So the themed reason why I have it as a theme thing is because, well, say for the heck of it, to try something out, you know, to see what it looks like, and or buy some games that are without use on those consoles, on the themed one, excuse me. Damn, this one. I can't see the scene right now. Oh, there's missing one. Where did I put that counter on it? There it is. Now the reason why I put all the screws into the same bag instead of, and then separate, the reason why I separate the screws, well, like the long ones and the short ones, why I do that is to prevent confusion. And I do have a photograph memory of which screws go where. And sometimes not very selective in the kitchen, if you catch my drift. But I do know a thing or two about where screws go and everything. Plumbing, not so much. I have to fix myself because it doesn't want to work correctly. Either that or I have to buy a replacement one again. The one that we've had since 1996 didn't want to turn on. And there was wire that was like pretty much knee deep. So now I have to either buy a replacement one from Lowe's or go and buy the volt switch and replace it. Like I said, this shell here is in pretty good shape. Just needs a bit more cleaning. It has that cigarette tar in it, so yes, I'm still keeping the top shelf for this one and the bottom shelf for you, and both the top and the bottom shelf from this one. And then keep the other one too, just in case of if something happens. Let's go ahead and remove the top of the RF shield here, which is held in by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. And there are 2 over here in the RF slash AV module that also need to be removed. And my future plan is to find another NES console that doesn't work. Like, for example, if I got like really bad traces and it's beyond repair, my future plan is to upgrade. I had 2 of those large cups. Alright, so I have to go get a couple of things here real quick. So I go ahead and unscrew these 2 screws here before I continue. I also want to apologize about the live stream as well. I didn't realize it was jumpy because it was set to sleep mode, battery saving mode. I don't know why those things exist on that laptop. It's more of a suggestion they have a battery saver mode on than anything at this point. I'm sure not even plugged into the charger. I have a long legacy battery plugged into the laptop. 9-cell. Sometimes these things are a pain in the arse to get up. There we go. was I? Oh yeah, removing this bad boy. Let's go ahead and put the shield right here. Where did I put that? There it is. Alright, so here's the other bag I'm going to be using for the lock screws. I've never been a popular person, so let's go ahead and get the long screw. And that's the black bag. Let's go ahead and get the magnetic screwdriver. As long as I don't drop my the top screen for my DS Lite or anything else that I see it magnetic everything. Let's go ahead and remove these other screws here. Now there are other future plans for both the NES consoles. One of which is the blinking light one. I have to figure out like where the heck I'm going to get those. So that way I can install them in here and drop a screw. But I think I'll have plenty of screws to go around. So let's go ahead and not only remove the motherboard, but I can install on the other board, so I can install on the other shell, but also remove the cheap Chinesian piece of crap of some pig's use of 72-pin edge connector. Install it on here. Let's go ahead and break that loose. And here is the refurbished one that I bought off of eBay. I have two. Excuse me. Also have two more of these, so in case of one of them starts to fail, like roads or what have you, at least I have spares. It's a cinch to install these things. Let's go ahead and set this aside as well. Now, for the fun part. Putting everything into this beautiful shell. Steam Ninja Turtles one. And the power reset board is in pretty darn good shape. Everything looks clean. The other one had a bit of dirt on it, but dust on it, but that's no big deal. Let's go ahead and pop everything back in here. Get the bottom of the thing in place. Let's see here. This is for the power and reset. This is for the controller port number 1. This one's controller port number 2. You have to make sure that the wiring does not interfere with any of these mounting posts for the system here. And I think it would have been better if I install this thing too first. Let's see here. Let me make sure it's completely flush at the bottom here. Good. It's one thing you always want to make sure. Make sure everything's completely flush. Make sure nothing is touching or interfering with anything. Like I said, that's the most important part right there, is to make sure that everything is on there properly. Make sure everything's seated properly. And best of all, make sure nothing's interfering with anything. Because you don't want any wiring to interfere with something like this, because if you screw it in, and if there's a wire there, you might short it. General rule of thumb, always make sure that everything is back to where it's supposed to be. Make sure that everything is in a clean spot, is in a good spot, where it's not going to get chafed, destroyed, or what have you. And now let's go ahead and get the rest of the screws in here, these very, very small screws. Well, not very, very small screws, but jump to Jehoshaphat. I put the screws back in because, one, it makes everything seat properly and evenly, and two, it makes it a lot easier to actually get everything reinstalled without having any nooks and crannies or any the reason why I installed the longer screws in first was because I wanted to make sure that everything was installed properly to where it would. Dang, these things, mainly these screws are tight as a drum. Okay, so apparently these things are in pretty darn good shape because the screws are actually a little bit tired to tie in. Let's screw in. Right here. And that's just only the tray loader for the cartridge. And I'm going to be testing this out, make sure it's completely flush and everything. Make sure it actually stays down. Because last time I did this, I didn't realize that I didn't put I'm gonna flush it against the bottom of this logic board here. And it caused it to not work properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Let's go ahead and put everything back together. Let's go ahead and put one screw in here. One screw over here. If I can tell where the heck it's supposed to go. There it goes. See, this is why I need to have like 3 cameras set up for this side with me. One for the front, one for the side, and one for the rear. got 2 more screws to put over here. And then, once I'm done with that, I'm going to push these wiring, this wire is down. There we go. Okay, so we just got 6 more screws to go. Yay! Man, I'm sweaty as a meatloaf. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. There's a bag of extra screws. Go over here. Now, let's go ahead and install the screws on the bottom to hold down the fortress. Now, there are 2 different types of crisscross patterns that you can do for this one. Let's see. Where did I put the one? I think I put 1 screw over there. Yep, I did. Okay. Alright, so there are 2 different ways of doing the crisscross pattern. You can do something like this, where it's like a V, and then go from there. You can see this, and this, or vice versa. So I'm going to show you the one method that I use for the crisscross pattern. Let's go ahead and switch this back a little bit more. Twist the camera over so you guys can see it better. So this is the one method that I do. I do an upside down V. Then I do the right side up V. Or if you're musical, or if you're a musician, sine wave form, or mathematician, or scientist, rather. Okay, so notice that this one has a little chip on it. I think that was me. And then let's go ahead and do the right side up B. Or like I said, sine wave. If you're a mathematician, musician, scientist. Basically anything you can think of. Yes, there are a lot of people out there that are scientists, that are females, mathematicians, computer engineers, things of that nature. I'm not being coy on anybody here, but you know, females actually far more superior at anything computer-wise or electrical-wise than men. Not being biased here, just saying the facts that they are actually, they do a pretty damn good job at what they're doing. And I'm proud. And there we go. There is the NES and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle painting. Custom shell, excuse me. Sorry, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a little chip over here. I think that was on the seller. So I'm actually it was packed very well. I think it happened to the seller. So it's I'm not pitting him or anything, but since I have another show, I can just paint it over to do the same thing like this one here, so I can have a spare. In any event, that's what it looks like. Over here, you have the composite video and standard monophonic audio. You have the DC 9-volt jack here, or AC, whichever one it is. AC 9 volts, sorry. Then you have the RF switch here, which lets you switch it between channel 3 and channel 4. So over there it's channel 3, this is channel 4, and then the RF jack right here, that's standard ICA. Don't get confused to this one, because this one is the video, this one's audio, and that's separate from this. Now, RF typically and audio combined, so audio and video all in one thing. Anyway, there we have it. And okay, so it looks like everything's all set here. Now for the future plans. I'm adding an SP2 port on my GameCube in the future, so that way I'll be able to play all my like archive all my games into an ISO file format. There. Test out. The cartridge side to make sure that it works. Let's go ahead and pop this thing open. I'm going to lower the camera a bit so that way you guys can see it. Bang. Lowering. Bang. There we go. And lowering this. Alright. So you see inside here, there is the 800 number. I'm not sure if that number is still relevant to this day. Let's go ahead and zoom in on here so you guys can see it. If I can actually get anything in there, let's go ahead and test it real quick to make sure that's nice and snug. And then go ahead and plug in the power cord to it. Hook up my set to it, but unfortunately, that it doesn't want to work right. I'm just going to tap on this cord. I'm clumsy as fuck right now. Charger like so. Alright, let's go ahead and test it real quick to see if it works or not. Alright, so it's no blinking light, so that's a good sign. And which set should I plug in? Should I plug in the PVM or use this small page excuse of a TV set? I'll use this one here because it has batteries in it. And it kind of works, but I need to do some repairs on it. Because it doesn't want to cooperate sometimes. Well, the video is a little bit jumpy. Make sure it's set to monitor mode. Got the card plug in over here. Thankfully it's color coded so I know. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Switch to monitor mode. The only arrows was on monitor mode. go ahead and push it back down. Okay, so it works in both modes. Let's go ahead and if the switch is off, pop this back open, excuse me, turn it on, switch it over here. Okay, good. Let's turn it off, push it down, turn it on, make sure your picture is still steady. Good. Okay, so on the right side, it works. Thankfully. So my other plan is to put my PVM right over here. Sorry, I carry my phone up here. So my plan is to put the PVM right over here. So to play my games and everything. And possibly watch something on the screen. And there's my trusty Sony PVM. It's only composite and S video only, which is pretty sad. Planning on doing RGB mod on it. I also have the DVDO edge, which is right over there. That my PlayStation 2 and my Sega Genesis are sitting right on top of. It has RGB support, so it's always a good sign. I can actually play my video game consoles, like my Genesis. Right? There we have it, folks. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themed Nintendo Entertainment System with the slight blemish there, but I can fix that. Anyway, thanks for watching.